All right, before we do this 3-minute rundown, here's just a little bit of background information about Iku. Now, Iku is this square. It's in the Great Square of Pegasus, and the ancient Sumerians called it the field. I was reading that Iku has ties to the word acre as well. Also, I couldn't help but notice that EQU is in equinox, but also equestrian, like horse. And now it's Pegasus. So there's a couple of cool things about that, but a couple things to know. The Sumerians' New Year was on spring equinox, so not like we have today. Oh, before we begin, one more piece of background information that you need to know. What is a heliacal rise, and how did the ancients use these morning stars? And yes, this is the basis for the term morning star. So they had to calibrate their calendars pretty regularly by direct observation. So here's an example of the heliacal rise of Sirius. The sun is just before dawn. You look to the east. The first time you see Sirius coming up, that's the heliacal rise. So it's just important to understand that the stars will move up a little bit each day, and there will be new stars in the morning right before dawn, and that's what calibrated the calendars. And I wouldn't have known any of this, but I was looking at all the star lore of the ancient world and trying to figure out the rules for my board game. And I stumbled upon all this stuff, and I found it very fascinating. I never knew that this is what they were talking about when Jesus says, "I am the bright and morning star." I didn't know that he was saying, like, I am literally the calibration star. And I think it's Iku. I think that is Bethlehem, led by 3 wise men. So without further ado, thanks for coming. And now let's get into 2 reasons why I question precession. All right, starting off, we can look at this paper. It's a 30-star catalog from 2 tablets, BM 55502 and HS 1897. And what do they say? You can go check this out on JSTOR. What does it say about the New Year star? The field star, who stands at the foundation of the east star and spans the south wind. That star is the New Year star, leader of the stars of Ea. And what is the field star? That's Iku. So we're going to put our coordinates into Mesopotamia, and we're going to go 1000 BC just to show you what they would have seen, and it's way off. So we'll go to 0. It's still way off. This is with precession. It doesn't make sense. Go to 2000 BC just for safe measure. It's way, way off. Go to 1080. It's still off. But whenever we go to our day, 2023, guess what? The heliacal rise of the field star happens exactly on the spring equinox. Hey, look at that. That's what a heliacal rise would be. Whenever they would see that in the east, they would blow the horn. They would call the new year a Akitu. And it still works to this day. How do you explain that? That's what I found in Iku, and that started Iku studies. And the second reason why I doubt precession is that the solstice sun lines exactly up, as you can see, 621 goes exactly across the galactic equator, lines up perfectly. What are the odds of that happening in our lifetime? Pretty low. Not just the summer solstice sun, but also the winter solstice sun goes back around, and guess what? It crosses exactly on the Milky Way on the solstice. And so any other time in history that would be off that perfect alignment, the odds of that are slim. So the odds of that happening in our lifetime, I mean, the astronomers say that's a happy coincidence that's all lined up perfectly. But with precession, let's just plug this in. There it is again. You can see the Milky Way lines up exactly with the sun on the solstice. Now, let's go to 1000 BC real quick and just show you where the sun would be in their solstice. It would be off that Milky Way by that much. And then their winter solstice would be off the Milky Way by that much. And did that really happen? I don't know. I think we should challenge our common assumptions. What evidence do we have? Use critical thinking. What do we know? How do we know that we know that? I don't know. Those are two reasons why I question precession. Hey, I'm Josh. I'm the host at EQ Studies, and I welcome everybody. Check it out, eqstudies.xyz. There's way more than this that I'm working on. I'm actually building a board game. And it's a chess variant, but also a poker variant. I kind of combined all the archetypal elements into one. It all came from Bellomancy, both chess and poker. So I thought it kind of hybridizes really well, actually. The suits of the cards, and then but it as chess pieces. So it's really been interesting and a lot of fun to build out. But the only thing is nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. And me even questioning precession, our great common assumption, precession of the equinoxes, is a major taboo. So you know what happens if you doubt the common assumptions? It's a taboo. You get shunned a little bit. So check it out. Thanks.